The Winds of Winter. The Winds of Winter is the planned sixth novel in the epic fantasy series, A Song of Ice and Fire by American writer George R. Martin. The manuscript is expected to be over 1,500 pages in length. Its writing started no later than 2010, and it has been delayed several times, such that Martin has refrained from making further hard estimates for the novel's final release date. Martin stated in October 2022 that he had completed approximately 3/4 of the novel, estimating that he had written approximately 1,100 to 1,200 pages and had roughly 400 to 500 pages left. He gave a similar estimate in November 2023, saying that he was struggling with the manuscript. In December 2024, he stated that he might never finish the novel or book series, but did reaffirm that it was still a priority for him and that he had no plans to retire. Plot. Martin stated in a 2012 interview that The Winds of Winter and the following book, A Dream of Spring, will take readers farther north than any of the previous books, and the others will appear in the book. The previous installment, A Dance with Dragons, covered less story than Martin intended, excluding at least one planned large battle sequence and leaving several character threads ending in cliffhangers. Martin intends to resolve these storylines very early in The Winds of Winter, saying, "I'm going to open with the two big battles that I was building up to, the battle in the ice and the battle at Meereen, the Battle of Slaver's Bay, and then take it from there." A Victorian Greyjoy chapter will begin 5 minutes after the end of A Dance with Dragons, taking place on the eve of the Ironborn's arrival in Slaver's Bay. Ariane Martell sample chapters that Martin released on his website showed her heading for Griffin's Roost to see the young man who is calling himself Aegon Targaryen. At Guadalajara International Book Fair 2016, Martin gave some clues about the dark nature of The Winds of Winter. "I've been telling you for 20 years that winter was coming. Winter is the time when things die and cold and ice and darkness fill the world. So this is not going to be the happy feel-good that people may be hoping for. Some of the characters are in very dark places. Things get worse before they get better, so things are getting worse for a lot of people." Background and writing history. Structure. The Winds of Winter was originally intended, in the very early stages of the series, to be the final installment of A Song of Ice and Fire, then conceived as a trilogy. Following his expansion of the series, Martin eventually concluded it would be succeeded by one final novel, A Dream of Spring. Martin believes the last 2 volumes of the series will be works of more than 1,500 manuscript pages each. He does not intend to separate characters by geography again, as he was forced to do with A Feast for Crows because of the unpublishable length of that novel's original manuscript. But, as he stated in a 2011 interview, 3 years from now, when I'm sitting on 1,800 pages of manuscript with no end in sight, who the hell knows? In 2018, he revealed that some of his publishers had suggested splitting The Winds of Winter into 2 books, but that he was resisting that notion. In 2022, he stated that The Winds of Winter could be bigger than A Storm of Swords or A Dance with Dragons. The manuscript for A Storm of Swords had 1,521 pages, and the manuscript for A Dance with Dragons exceeded 1,600 pages before trimming.